A sudden escalation. Missiles are now striking multiple regions across the Middle East. What began as a localized confrontation has rapidly expanded, with explosions reported near strategic locations, including areas hosting foreign military installations. Air defense systems in several places struggled to intercept incoming projectiles, shocking both military observers and civilians. This marks a dangerous shift, from proxy tensions to direct retaliation. Retaliation after morning strikes. The attacks came shortly after major airstrikes earlier in the day. In response, Iran launched missiles targeting military-linked infrastructure across the region. Several major cities experienced aerial alerts, while others reported missiles passing overhead or landing nearby. The message was clear. If one capital is attacked, the entire region will feel the consequences. Expanding target zone. Missile trajectories reportedly crossed critical waterways and strategic corridors before reaching their targets. The strikes were not isolated to one country. Multiple Gulf region locations experienced alerts, impacts, or near misses, signaling that the conflict zone is widening geographically. This is no longer a bilateral confrontation. It is becoming regional. Psychological warfare and messaging. Statements released alongside the attacks suggested that only a fraction of available weapons had been used. Officials claimed that more advanced systems remain in reserve. Such declarations are common during wartime, meant to project strength, create uncertainty, and deter further escalation. But they also increase fear. Reports of advanced weapons. Defense analysts have discussed the possibility that newer missile technologies may now be part of the battlefield. These include systems designed to travel at extremely high speeds and challenge conventional interception methods. If deployed, such weapons could change naval and aerial defense calculations entirely. Even speculation about their use raises global concern. Regional reaction. Neighboring nations have strongly condemned the strikes, questioning why their territories were drawn into a conflict not directly theirs. Emergency advisories were issued. Air travel disruptions followed. Airports temporarily halted operations as a precaution, and civilians began reconsidering travel and business plans. Economic confidence reacts quickly to geopolitical instability. The risk of wider military involvement. One of the most alarming possibilities being discussed by analysts is the targeting of major naval assets. Historically, attacks on such high-value military platforms have triggered rapid escalation between powers. Any direct hit on a strategic vessel would not remain a regional matter. It would internationalize the conflict overnight. The hypersonic factor. Modern missile technology introduces another layer of danger. Weapons traveling at hypersonic speeds compress decision-making time to minutes, sometimes seconds. Defense systems must detect, track, and intercept almost instantly. Even the most advanced shields are challenged under such conditions. This technological reality increases the risk of miscalculation. A conflict moving toward uncertainty. The central question now is intent. Are the strikes limited to military signaling? Or are they the early phase of a broader confrontation? Markets, governments, and defense establishments are watching closely. Because once escalation crosses a certain threshold, reversing it becomes extremely difficult. Global implications. Major cities tied to finance, logistics, and aviation have already felt disruptions. Energy routes, shipping lanes, and trade corridors remain vulnerable to instability in this region. Even countries far from the battlefield could experience economic aftershocks. This is why conflicts in strategic zones rarely stay local. The days ahead. The next few days are critical. Diplomatic pressure, military posture, and further retaliatory actions will determine whether the situation stabilizes or spirals. History shows that moments like this often define entire decades. The world is watching carefully, because what happens next may reshape global security far beyond this region.